Hey, welcome back. My name is Jeremy, and we are going to be creating in this tutorial from scratch an app that a Nuxt app that you can log in with Google like this. See this? You'll be able to log in and choose whatever account you're using and be able to log in. It's just we're gonna do this from scratch with Google, and yep, and that's all. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to install Nuxt. So I'm gonna get rid of this one here, and we're just gonna start from scratch. So I'm gonna just close this for now. So from scratch, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go to the Nuxt site. So if I say Nuxt install, we go there, and then you just are gonna follow all these things here. So this is npx Nuxt init project name. I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna use git bash Nuxt init. Oh, Nuxt. Actually, it's npx Nuxt init. And then we're just gonna call this Nuxt Google Auth. All right, that's done. And then we're gonna, so this is the project here, this folder here, and we're gonna just open this in VS Code. And here's our Nuxt starter application. I'm gonna open a new terminal. I'm going to run yarn. Enter, and that's going to bring in the dependencies. Yep, it's building. All right, next thing, we're gonna run yarn dev /o. We're going to open it, run it, and open it. So there we go. All right, so it's done, and this is the welcome component. So it says remove this welcome page by replacing Nuxt welcome in app view with your own code. So we're gonna do that. So the first thing that we're gonna do, I'd like you to go to, let me find, if I go to GitHub, look for Jeremy Coda Nuxt components. This is, let's see, I guess it's not in Google yet, but we'll go to Jeremy. Just so go to GitHub, Jeremy Coda, you do that. All right, oh, that's me over there. I go to repositories, Nuxt components. You gotta go find this. And what Nuxt components is, it is Nuxt components that are already built for us that we don't have to build from scratch. In this tutorial, we're talking about a Nuxt and Google, so we won't spend time building components because that's going to take away from the goal of this tutorial. So on the right here, if you want to see what this looks like, I just open this in a new tab, Nuxt components for sale. So these components, I'm not done with this. With this site, the homepage doesn't even have anything on it. But you get to see things like this, like the buttons. You can have different buttons and different cards and avatars. So I use this to help me build components like quickly, just to reuse them. And they're all independent, meaning that you don't, yeah, that's a nice one there. They're all independent components, so you don't need Tailwind or Bootstrap. The CSS is right in the component. All right, so back to the Nuxt components repository. You see these types here. Just click on that types, and we're gonna grab some types here. Actually we won't need that one, but this NX link type, just copy this. In VS Code, we're gonna create a types here in the root directory. Say types.d.ts. We're going to be using TypeScript, and then just paste these two, NX and NX link. Then we're going to create our layout. Layouts, and then in layouts, you're just going to call this default view, and then we're going to say template. I'm going to call this a div. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Then we're going to say header. In the header, actually, no, I'm going to get rid of these divs. I'm going to say header, and we just write in here, this is the header, like that. All right. And then we're going to have the same thing with a footer. So this is the footer, like that. And then in the middle here, we're going to put a slot and just self-close it like that. So the layout is what's going to be like the wrapper around our app. You see what I'm talking about in a minute here. We're going to go to app.view. This Nuxt welcome component is what you're seeing here. This is the Nuxt welcome. This thing is the Nuxt welcome component. But we are going to change this to a page. Okay, we're gonna create the pages folder or directory. This is part of Nuxt. Then we're gonna create our first page. This is the home page. It's gonna be index.view, and we're gonna say template. Put a div around it, and I'm just gonna call it home page. Save. In app.view, we're going to change this to Nuxt page. We're going to restart because we created a new page. Control C and then yarn dev, or Command C and yarn dev. All right, once it started, you see the home page there. Now the layout. So this layout, when you see, this is the default layout, meaning it's the main layout that we're going to use, or the default layout we're going to use, the main layout. So we have a header. Look, the page is going to come right in the middle there. And so we're going to go to app.view, and we're just going to change this to Nuxt layout. And the same thing here, Nuxt layout, like that. And hit save. Go back and see, this is the header, this is the footer. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the CSS here, just to make it look a little bit nicer. So we're going to create an assets folder. That's also part of Nuxt. And then we're going to say here, we're going to have a resources folder, and then we're going to have a CSS folder. Then in CSS, we're going to have our styles.css. Styles.css, we're going to say CSS for the whole app. Oh, CSS is, you do it differently. You do that to comment, right? I think, okay. And then we're going to say all the HTML in the app is in terms of font family. We are going to pick this one, Arial, Helvetica, Sans Serif. Now we need to tell our app to look into the assets folder for its CSS. So we're going to go to app, to Nuxt config here, and we're just going to say CSS. In this array, we're going to grab this CSS. I'm going to say @ and then just follow all this. It's going to go into the resources. And actually, we need assets, I believe. Assets, resources, CSS, and styles.css. That should restart Nuxt. All right. As you can see, it looks different now. I think that looks a little bit nicer. All right, I think we are good for this tutorial. So we've installed Nuxt, and then in the next one, God willing, we're gonna add a header, a footer, and then go on from there. Hey, if you want to learn how to create a Nuxt 3 app with login, email with and password and register, then hey, why don't you click the link below, because in this tutorial, right, I'm teaching you how to create a Nuxt app with Google login. But if you want to be able to create a Nuxt app that you can create, you know, say if you want to say, hey, Jack, so yeah, this is Jack, and his last name is Joe, Jack Joe, Jack at example.com, and then type in a password, and this is the password, and you can log in like that, and then you can say Jack at example. Then you can log in. If you want to learn how to build a Nuxt 3 app with authentication with email and password, click the link below. I have a tutorial that I'm going to show you exactly how I did this, and you have a dashboard here. It's very simple. We don't even add anything on the homepage because the goal is to show you, to teach you Nuxt 3 authentication from scratch. You're going to learn how to grab the data from the back end. You can even log out, and when you try to go back, it doesn't work because you are logged out. I'm going to show you exactly how to do all that. I'm going to help you become an authentication pro. So just click the link below if you want to learn how to build authentication in Nuxt 3 from scratch. All right, hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will talk to you soon.